Zhy'Asia from Dobbins High School with Music and Media.
Hi, I'm Zhy'Asia.
Hi everyone, I'm Hilary. I'm in 10th grade and I'm in music production.
I'm in 10th too. But yeah. Uh, my story and my inspiration came from my aunt because when I was younger, she used to take me places with her because she was a singer. And it's like before she passed, that's basically everything I did with her. That's how I learned how to play most of the instruments I play. Because in her garage, she had a lot of instruments in there, and it's where me and my cousins used to just hang out and chill with her while she used to play her music. And that's how I started writing.
My story and inspiration, it comes from my grandpa. He was the musician of the family. When I was a little girl, I used to live in Puerto Rico. I remember that my grandpa used to play the guitar for us. He would sing or make up songs about his grandchildren. He would also teach us some guitar chords. I remember that when I moved here, it was hard for me because in Puerto Rico we had all the culture and there was always music all around us. And we live near nature, so you could always hear the birds chirping and it sounded like music. I actually quit music for a while, but now that I'm back at it, I can be more happier.
Uh, Being a media creator has impacted my life a lot. It helped me learn that nothing will be handed to you and that you have to work hard to get what you need or what you want or where you want to be. And it's not just going to get handed to you because of your talent. That's really not going to get you far where you want to be at. You got to work hard to get where you want.
Being a media creator makes me see the world as a creator. I know that everything in the world was made by human beings just like me. And and I can change the world and I can do anything. I'm a media creator. Okay, so some of the work I have done this year is started a band with people from over the world, like Madrid and Spain. I also did an international virtual concert, which the idea behind that came from a good friend of mine, Arizona. He's very talented, and I was trying to help him. So we came up with the idea to do a virtual concert. It took a month to plan by doing projects, preview videos, and all that. We got a couple people to be on it. On the day in the concert, it was actually very stressful because half of the people left. So we had to work with the people we had. But it came out great and we were very happy about it. I also got a fellowship at the Village of Arts and Humanities.
Some of the things I've been working on lately, so I write my own songs. Yeah, I usually write poems, so I turn them into songs. That's what I've been doing. And the Village Fellowship, I'm working on a song for that too, but I haven't quite finished it. Then I'm gonna record it and probably do something with it. I'm not sure yet.
What impacts of music? Research shows the benefits of music therapy from various mental health conditions, including depression, trauma, and more. Playing music helps your brain more than any other activity. In plant medicine, music is a fundamental attribute of the human species and enhances human health and performance. Our medical school.
Uh, Music makes us want to live. You don't know how many times people have told me that they've been down and depressed and just want to die, but then special songs caught their ear and that helped give them renewed strength that the power music has. Mary J. Blige. Long before the modern schoolers, musicians were returning to their roots to a fear that which was stringing within their soul. Much of the power of our freedom movement in the United States has come from music. Martin Luther King Jr. on jazz.
Okay. So unstoppable spirit. So our idea behind it was how can we use media to help people with their emotions and mental challenges in this time? So we came up with the idea to use a viral joy against the pandemic. Use a viral social media music challenge to spread joy and empowerment. Unstoppable spirit is what we call the song. Still a work in progress, but this is what we have so far. So the process made virtually on Chromebooks, free software, and built-in computers, microphones. Concept: Zhy'Asia and Yolanda. Lyrics were made by Zhy'Asia and I. Vocals were made by me. Production was made by Jaden, Sanaya, Cameron, Lavan, Wasir, and Ricardo. It was a teamwork.
The point of this song was because when I actually pitched the idea, it was just because around that time I was going through something, and I know a lot of people go through a lot of things, but they don't show it because they try to keep a smile on their face so nobody sees the pain that they're going through. And in Philly right about now, it's a lot of shooting and things going around, and you can tell that a lot of people are hurt because when I be on social media, I be scrolling down and I see a lot of people going missing or getting killed, and it's just like it hits home. And I realized that music is one way that people help escape their problems. So I said, why not make a song to help people understand that they're not alone and there's other people in the world that's going through some of the things that they're going through.
Dancing as I fall, I'm unstoppable. You can't stop me now. I'm unstoppable. I'll stand up proud. Life is what I sing to the beat of my heart. Lose myself in the sound, dancing as I fall.
Does anybody have any questions for them?
I have a question. What originally sparked your passion for music?
Um, uh, my passion for music originally sparked because of my aunt. And when I was younger, that's how I really like got into it. I started off playing the violin, then I got into the piano and the guitar. And it was like when she passed, that's when I got into music more because it was like I can never can be something to be dedicated to her. And because when I was younger, we used to talk about how I was going to make it in music and everything. And I really want to make it to make her even prouder.
Well, for me, it started off by just writing some lyrics. There was a time where I was bored, and so I decided to write some music. And I just started writing lyrics down. And my very first song, I was like, okay, this is not actually bad. So when time went by, I kept making and more lyrics. And by the time I was like in eighth grade, I was already making my own music. So I was excited that we had this program in school because I got to learn even more new things. And yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, Hilary and Zhy'Asia, you guys did great. It was good. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, please go ahead and I'll go, please.
Okay, I was going to ask if you could talk a little bit more about, first of all, the song was wonderful, and thank you so much for inviting us into your process. I wondered if you could talk about the process of collaborating a little bit more, because I saw there were so many producers. There are all of these different folks who are coming into the space together. And just from my experience collaborating, it can be really challenging. So I just wondered if you could talk a little bit about balancing all of your wants and needs and ideas and how you arrived at such a wonderful piece. Thank you.
Okay, so for our collaboration, it actually wasn't really that hard. Mr. Shu made different breakout rooms, and the producers worked on the beat, and that's what they did. And me and Hilary, we did the lyrics and our vocals. And with me and Hilary, we worked together before because we're in choir. We was in choir together. So it's like me working with her is not really that hard, and we both know what we wanted and what we wanted to put in the song. So it was like just right off the bat, we had everything. She did the lyrics, I helped with most of them. Then we figured out the melody and everything, and then everything just went together.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Hilary and Zhy'Asia. We have a question. Do you guys have plans to make a music video too?
I mean, if she wants to, we can. It's just I don't mind actually doing that. That would actually be really fun. But it's like, it's if she wants to. I can't just say yes. I don't know if she actually wants to. So it's like a partner thing.
Yeah, I think it would be very fun to do a music video. It would be a new experience. And with every single person, like the producers, Zhy'Asia and I think if we do a music video together, it's gonna come out great.
I got a follow-up question. Considering being in a pandemic and just everything being virtual, how has the process changed for you guys doing music collaboratively virtually compared to when you guys were actually physically in space?
It hasn't really changed actually, because when we was working on the song, I noticed that the things that we actually used to do in school to help make music, we did the same thing virtually, because it's like we know each other, we know what we wanted, we know how we wanted everything to go. So it wasn't really that hard. It's just the fact that sometimes it would like echo and we couldn't really hear each other. So we would just type it in the chat what we wanted and how we wanted it to go. It actually wasn't hard, to be honest.
That's awesome.
I have a question, a little more for Hilary, but maybe for both of you, depending on if it feels relevant. Hilary, I've worked with you a little bit before, and the international concert that you mentioned, that was so mind-blowing to me, because you were asking me questions about how to help set up this concert. I'm like, oh, sure. And then only like the night before, we realized that our Zoom was having issues. I'm like, some people can't get in. We realized that's because they're from Netherlands and Spain and Malaysia and Honduras. And I was like, that's amazing. How did that happen? Especially in the pandemic, like talking, it reminds me of what Christian was talking about, how there's some new kind of avenues that it lend itself to too. So I'm kind of curious about how that happened.
Okay, so the night before of the concert, like we had that whole thing because we were trying to practice how it was gonna go out, how it was gonna work out. So we were all trying to get in the Zoom. And then I realized that some of the people couldn't even get on it. So I texted Mr. Strom and then he tried to help with it, but it wasn't working. So we were all able to get into the same Zoom because my friend Arizona, he was able to get everyone in it. But then when we figured that out, we had another problem that we couldn't go live on my YouTube. So we had to pre-record the concert. And then on the day of the concert, when we were trying to record it to get it on time, we couldn't do it on time because some of the people weren't there. So we had to wait for the people that were actually coming to like get on the Zoom. It took a while, but I think it came out great.
Hilly, sorry, as a follow-up question, how did you even meet them?
Okay, so I don't actually know any of them in real life. Like we met through this what is it called? So we met through this app. It's called Amino. It's a singing community where everyone could collaborate and make songs together, sing and whatever. So it was this one day we were all just in a room. We were doing an open mic, right? And then we were like, oh, imagine if we were a band. So I came out saying, why don't we make a band? So that's like when we all started like getting to know each other and talking about bands. So we made the band and more people just kept coming. The band was pretty big at first, but then we made it kind of small. But yeah, it was fun getting to know everyone.
We have questions in the chat. It says, will you have more international concerts in the future? And what is the same community?
So yeah, I'm hoping we do. So in the first concert there were a lot of very talented people, and the ones that left the concert, I know that they wanted to be on it. So if I do another concert soon, I would definitely put them. I mean, let's hope they show up this time. But I definitely have a couple new friends that are very, very talented and that would love to be on it. What was the other question?
The other question was, what is the name of the singing community app?
Oh, it's called Amino.
Could you type the name of the app in the chat, please? And let me double down on what Mr. Taylor said back. You guys are very talented.
Any other questions?